with this nerve, which is called nervus femoralis. Nervus, the ficus nerve. Iliopsoas muscle and femoral nerve pass through what compartment? Muscular. Lacuna musculorum. More medially lies another compartment which separates this arcus. It is called lacuna vasorum. Arteria femoralis, and more medially lies vena femoralis. Arteria and vena femoralis. Vena, arteria, nerve. Vanya, vena, arteria, nerve. What lacuna is this lacuna? Vasorum. Vessels pass. Vasa are vessels. What lacuna is this? Musculorum. What lacuna is this? Lacuna musculorum, you will show. Lacuna musculorum, lacuna vasorum. Under the inguinal ligament, subinguinal space between pubic bone, inguinal ligament, this space is divided in two compartments. Lacuna musculorum, lacuna vasorum. From pelvic cavity leaves from the sacral musculus piriformis and musculus obturatorius internus, which obturatorius internus is this muscle. Obturator canal through which passes obturator nerve. Obturatorius internus, piriformis and iliopsoas, they are internal flexor group of muscle. External group, Raman. External group of muscles of the pelvic region. They are gluteal muscles. Gluteal muscles. Here we have. Turn. What muscles here we have? Gluteus maximus. This is the greatest. Gluteus maximus, which continues to the tractus iliotibialis. Below we have gluteus medius. Below we have gluteus minimus. Maximus, medius, minimus. 3 gluteal lines we have on iliac bone. If you remember, forgotten something, revise the bones, revise the joints. And from the pelvic cavity appears, do you remember a name? Piriformis muscle. From the sacrum starts and goes. This is trochanter majus, greater trochanter of this femur, greater trochanter. This is piriformis muscle. When it leaves the pelvic cavity, above piriformis muscle and below we have two topographical foramen, very important. Suprapiriform foramen and infrapiriform foramen. Foramen suprapiriform, come on this side, stay here in front. You cannot see. Foramen suprapiriforme, infrapiriforme. This muscle is piriformis. And from pelvic cavity also rises this muscle, obturatorius internus, together with gemellus superior, gemellus inferior. They are all attached to the trochanter major. External group consists of not only gluteus maximus, medius, minimus, but also musculus tensor fascia lata, and this muscle is musculus quadratus femoris, between crista intertrochanterica and tuberus sciaticum. This is tuberus sciaticum. Extends this quadratus, quadrate in shape, quadratus femoris. What function have this muscle? Anterior iliopsoas is very strong flexor muscles, participate in flexion in hip joint. They are extensor, soldier position, yes? Gluteus maximus contract. And not only extension in the hip joint participate, but also ballet dancer or the abduction, and rotation outside, abduction and rotation outside, they participate. But on the thigh we have also adductor group muscle. They also, this group of muscle, they belong to the pelvic region. They act on hip joint, but here they have not placed, they transplaced on the femur. This muscle also participate in movements of hip joint. Anterior and posterior group of the thigh participate on knee joint movements. Anterior group of muscle, iliopsoas flexor, posterior group, extensor and abductor. This muscle, adductor, when you put one thigh on above other, what muscle participate? These adductor muscles. They have common origin. From what bone start? What bone is this? Pubic bone. Pubic symphysis, upper and superior and inferior branch of the pubic. Yeah? They will start. And attach, revise the femur. Femur behind has linea aspera, labium mediale, labium laterale. They attach to labium mediale. From medial side goes. They form the medial group of muscles of the thigh which act on hip joint and adduct the hip. Femur in hip joint. What muscles? Now we will name these muscles. No short muscle which lie on which the vessels are located. This muscle is called pectineus because it starts from pectinosis pubis to linea aspera, musculus pectineus. This muscle is musculus adductor longus, below which we have adductor brevis muscle, longus and brevis. Longus, brevis, this is pectineus. More deeply on foramen obturatorium, here we have obturatorius internus. Under the pectineus, what muscle lies? Obturatorius externus, external, internal. Obturator membrane. Under this muscle, you can show below lies through which this nervus obturatorius passes. This pectineus below obturatorius externus, adductor longus, adductor brevis. This is adductor magnus, the great adductor. It is attached to the labium mediale linea aspera and epicondylus medialis, and it is attached so that forms hiatus adductorius between which the vessels pass. And the most medial muscle is this, gracilis. Gracilis, in accordance with name, as longer the thigh, as more nice this muscle, more fine and nice. Musculus gracilis. Very thin and nice muscle. Gracilis. What muscles from the medial group? Adductor muscles. Anterior group of the thigh. They are muscles which extend in knee joint but participate in flexion in hip joint. We have two muscles, sartorius and quadriceps, the largest muscle of our body. The weight of this muscle is approximately equal to the weight of upper limb all muscles. Quadriceps, especially at sportsmen. It has quadriceps, quadriceps, no quadratus behind we have, quadriceps. Don't mix. This is quadriceps. Behind we have quadratus, quadrate in shape. Quadriceps has four capitis. Rectus, caput rectus, vastus medialis, vastus it means wide. Wide medial head, wide lateral head. Vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, caput rectus, and below caput intermedius. And musculus sartorius, the longest muscle of our body. Вы ждете, да, меня, Лариса Анатольевна? Лариса Анатольевна, ждете, да? Ждете? Спокойно. Sartorius and quadriceps form the anterior group of muscle. Sartorius participate in flexion here, flexion here. Muscle of Taylor's, it is called Taylor. No, many years ago, in last centuries, Taylor sew on this position, sew on the muscle of Taylor's. In this position, what function we have? Name the function. Flexion in hip joint, flexion in knee joint, and what movements in knee joint with flexion? Supination. Rotation outside, supination. What muscle is this? Sartorius. And here you study origin, insertion, spina iliaca anterior superior to tuberositas tibia. Yeah? Flexion, flexion. You study on the muscles in the museum or here. No.
Стала моя девочка.
Не, я вот тоже, конечно, с
3 часа одна лекция у них, 4 часа другая. Литвиненко и Бах. Это сейчас
я все сняла сегодня. Они внимательно слушают, мне топографию рассказывают. А когда мы будем опрашивать, поведем музей.
А потом в музей прямо да, потом ты пойдешь.
What muscle is this? Sartorius. What muscle is this? Quadriceps. This point is occupied by this muscle. That is why rectus starts not from superior anterior, from inferior anterior, iliac spine. Vastus medialis lateralis, they start from linea aspera, labium mediale laterale, and together with rectus and intermedius, which starts from the femoral anterior surface. All together joined in one tendon of quadriceps, which passes in front of what bone? Patella, and from patella it goes to tuberositas tibia as what ligament? Ligamentum patellae. Do you remember? Ligamentum patellis, continuation of tendon of what muscle? Quadriceps femoris. And this is the greatest sesamoid bone, which lies inside, developed inside the tendon of quadriceps femoris. Do you understand? Yeah. What muscle? Quadriceps, foreheads, rectus, intermedius, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis. What topographical? And this is musculus tensor fasciae lata, belong to the gluteal region. Tensor fasciae lata, it is separated from gluteus medius muscle. And this is the thickest part of the fascia, tractus iliotibialis. What topographical structure? Do you remember this? What is this? Lacuna musculorum. This is vasorum, and on medial side of lacuna vasorum we have annulus femoralis, through which maybe femoral hernia develop, and in this case femoral canal is formed. What triangle? This triangle is called the femoral triangle, trigonum femorale scarpi. Trigonum femorale. What muscle form? Sartorius, adductor longus, and ligamentum inguinale. What definition of ligamentum inguinale? It is lowest fibers of the aponeurosis of obliquus externus muscle. Obliquus externus. Do you remember obliquus externus? This muscle continues with aponeurosis. Aponeurosis is attached to spina iliaca anterior superior, tuberculum pubicum, and forms this lower portion. What ligament forms? Ligamentum inguinale. What triangle is this? Femorale scarpi. What lacuna is this?
И они напишут.
Да, наверх не надо, там тоже. Так, the vessels nerve lie in sulcus between pectineus muscle and iliopsoas. Sulcus iliopectineus. Then through the sulcus femoralis anterior, this vena and arteria together pass in the canal. Canalis has three names. Topographical name. It goes from the thigh to the popliteal fossa. Canalis femora popliteus. By after outer, it called Hunter's canal. Hunter's canal. Or it is formed by adductor muscles. Adductor canal. Canalis adductorius, Hunter's canal, or femora popliteal canal. It has three walls. Vastus medialis, adductor magnus, this muscle, adductor magnus muscle, and tendinous lamina, which connects bridges above the vessels, lamina vasto adductoria, under which these vessels, this will be superior, sulcus femoralis anterior continues with superior entrance of this canal, superior opening of this canal. In the popliteal fossa, hiatus adductorius of adductor magnus muscle form the inferior opening, and through lamina vasta adductoria pass the vessels and nerves to the knee joint, anterior, superior, inferior, anterior. А вы не занимаетесь Миланой и Лаурой? Posterior group of the thigh. Больше ничего не будет. Я и топографию не знаю, мышцы, чтобы больше к этому не... Пусть дальше сами учат. Романа,
Давай я продолжу. Ты устала? Давай я.
Нет,
давай
что еще в грязных этих? Posterior group. Anterior, what function has on knee joint? Extensor. Posterior, flexion in knee joint, extension in hip joint. We have three muscles. No, turn more closer to me. Semi-tendinosus muscle and semi-membranosus muscle. This is semi-tendinosus. Half of this muscle is tendon. Semi-tendinosus. This is semi-membranosus, the half. Semi-membranosus, semi-tendinosus. More superficially, semitendinosus, deeply they form the medial part of posterior group. The lateral is biceps femoris muscle. It has two heads, long head and short head. Biceps of the femur. We have biceps of brachii, this biceps of femur. As you can see, semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and long head of biceps starts from one point. Do you remember what point is this? Tuber ischiaticum. Yeah? And only short head starts from labium laterale linea aspera. We attach these two muscles to tuberositas tibia. We attach the biceps to caput fibula. They flex knee joint at the same when it is bending first flexed. These two muscles participate rotation inside, this muscle rotation outside. And they form the superior part of what fossa? What fossa here we have? Popliteal fossa, rhomboid in shape. Popliteal fossa superiorly delimited by what muscle? Biceps and semimembranosus. Inferiorly, this muscle is gastrocnemius muscle. What fossa? Popliteal fossa. And this adductor canal continues vessels here, inferior opening of this fossa through which the vessels and nerve leave. Here, vena and arteria. What opening here we have? Inferior opening. Vessels and nerve pass in popliteal fossa. What muscle is this? Semitendinosus. This semimembranosus. This is biceps, long head, short head. These three muscles have the same origin. Below they diverge. Remember, on medial side, three muscles form so-called superficial goose step. Goose step. Do you know? Goose animal. Yeah. On firm. It has three fingers. Yeah? Like superficial goose step. Same sartorius, gracilis, and semitendinosus form the superficial pes anserinus, pes anserinus, pes it's foot, anserinus goose, the goose foot superficial, and the semimembranosus muscle forms pes anserinus profundus. Now muscles of the crus. We have posterior group, anterior group, lateral. On the thigh, what group of muscle we have? Posterior group, anterior group, medial group. Here we have posterior group, anterior group, and lateral group. The posterior group consists of superficial and deep flexor muscles. They flex the ankle joint and fingers. Superficially located, gastrocnemius muscle. Gastrocnemius, which has two heads from the corresponding epicondyles of the femur, they start. Medial and lateral, gastrocnemius muscle, and below we have like fish, musculus soleus. Gastrocnemius and soleus together form musculus triceps surae. The calf, posterior surface of the crus, is called calf region. The calf region consists of this muscle, is formed by this muscle, triceps. It has three capitis, triceps surae. Surae is calf region. Together with the lateral head goes this muscle which like mouse. Yeah? It has the body and very long tendon which is mixed to the tendon of this triceps. Triceps, soleus starts below linea musculis soleum, posterior surface of the tibia, and they have common tendon, tendocalcaneus achilli, which is attached to tuber calcaneus. Together with gastrocnemius goes what muscle? Musculus plantarius. Plantarius, this mouse-shaped muscle. And this muscle on which vessels and nerves above soleus lies, musculus popliteus, popliteus muscle, on which the vessels and nerves are located, and form the floor of popliteal fossa. What fossa here we have? Popliteal fossa, rhomboid in shape. Upper borders, what muscle form? Biceps, semimembranosus. Lower border form, gastrocnemius muscle. And vessels and nerves from here goes under the soleus muscle. They pass in cruropopliteal canal, Gruber's canal. By author it is cruropopliteal or Gruber's canal, which is formed by what muscle? Behind soleus muscle. In front, tibialis posterior muscle. And you can see soleus delimited entrance in this canal. Between popliteus and soleus lies superior opening of cruropopliteal Gruber's canal. The inferior opening, vessels and nerve pass here and then appears. This is tendon calcaneus, Achilles tendon. On medial side, where this tendon starts, here you can find the inferior origin, vessels and nerve. They has been removed here, vessels and nerves. Cat. Нету. Student which prepare, they cut these vessels and nerves. No, this will be inferior opening, superior opening, inferior opening. And one opening lies just in interosseous membrane, anterior opening. What deep muscles here we have? Here we have three flexor deep muscles. Turn your attention. The first is tibialis posterior. Second, flexor digitorum longus muscle. Long flexor of the fingers. This muscle. And this is flexor hallucis longus. This. Flexor hallucis longus. The most medial is tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, and flexor hallucis longus. They pass under the retinaculum musculorum flexorum through this corresponding canal, the fourth canal for the vessels and nerves. Here, vessels and nerves. Catch on this distance, they have been removed. The anterior surface. We have these three muscles, antagonists, tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum, flexor hallucis. In front, what muscle we have? Functional antagonist. Turn your attention, on medial side we have not muscle on the tibia. Only on lateral side we have. What muscles at first will be? Tibialis anterior, here we have tibialis posterior, here tibialis anterior. Extensor, no flexor hallucis, extensor hallucis longus, and this will be extensor digitorum longus. And this is extensor, it is the same muscle, which is cat. What muscle? Tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus. Extensor muscles. Anterior extensor. Posterior antagonist, but we have two superficial muscles, gastrocnemius with plantarius and soleus with popliteus. Superficial and deep. Short extensor, they are located here on lateral surface of calcaneus. This will be extensor hallucis brevis and extensor digitorum brevis. Under the long extensor, we have short extensor, fused with tendon of the long extensor to the middle and distal phalange. On lateral side, we have the third foramen through which the vessels and nerves disappears on anterior surface. It is located on interosseous membrane, the third opening of the cruropopliteal canal. Turn to this side. On lateral side we have peroneus longus, peroneus brevis muscle, fibular or peroneal. What bone lies here? Perona or fibula. What muscles we have? From the fibula head, yes, the peroneus longus and brevis. The short peroneal muscle attached to the lateral surface of behind malleolus lateralis, it has the same group and attached to the calcaneus. But the long, it goes transversely and reinforce the transverse arch of the foot attached on the medial side, peroneus longus, peroneus brevis, which participate in pronation of the foot. Muscles which are attached to medial side, for example, tibialis anterior, this muscle, tibialis anterior and flexor hallucis longus, extensor hallucis longus, they participate in supination. but this muscle in pronation. And now muscles of the foot, the last. Here we have two canals. One is canalis musculoperoneus superior, in which the nerve, this canal, between peroneus longus muscle and fibula. It is not preparated here. Under the muscle and fibula, we have superior musculoperoneal canal. And below, between these muscles, fibula and flexor hallucis longus, we have inferior musculoperoneal canal. Last, here, at last, here. Muscles of the soul, I will go. Muscles of the soul.
Muscle of the soul.
Опять, да? I will ask later. The muscles of the soul. Here we have medial group, lateral group, middle group of muscle. The medial group is from abductor hallucis, flexor hallucis brevis, caput mediale, caput laterale, which lie on both sides of flexor hallucis longus. Flexor hallucis brevis, caput mediale, caput laterale, and abductor hallucis. Here we have abductor digiti minimi and flexor digiti minimi. On the soul we have not opponents, pollicis, opponents, digiti minimi. Two muscle, abductor and short flexor, because this is long. It goes from here. This is long flexor. This long flexor. Medial group is from aponeurosis plantaris, under which lies flexor digitorum brevis muscle. This is flexor digitorum longus, which goes from this flexor digitorum longus, this muscle, goes from the crus. It is not muscle of the soul, but on its tendon we have four lumbricalis, interossae plantaris, interosseal dorsalis muscles, and adductor hallucis, which has transverse and oblique heads. They form the medial group of the muscle. This flexor digitorum brevis, musculus quadratus plante, which is attached from calcaneus, septum intermusculare laterale, attached to the flexor digitorum longus, quadratus plante muscle. Lumbricalis, and more deeply, adductor hallucis, interosseal plantaris, and dorsalis. What topographical structures here we have? Grooves. Sulcus plantaris medialis.